Hello everyone, this is Sandeep Kumar and I welcome you back to my YouTube channel Concepts of IIT Maths. So we have completed the concepts of quadratic equations and we have discussed previous year questions until JEE Mains 2020, and in the previous video we have discussed JEE Mains 2021 March shift questions, and in present video we will be discussing JEE Mains 2021 February shift questions, right? So this is our channel where we'll be explaining all the concepts related to IIT or CBSE mathematics chapters, and at the same time we will see all the models of all the problems, right? So in case if you are new to this channel, do not forget to subscribe to our channel, okay, and hit the bell icon, right? So you make sure that you're watching the video till end, right? Let us start with our today's problems. The first problem, here is your first question. Let P and Q be two positive numbers such that P plus Q is equal to 2 and P power 4 plus Q power 4 equal to 272. Then P and Q are the roots of which of the following equations they are asking. So for that I should know, if I want to find the equation, I should know what is P plus Q and what is P into Q. We already have P plus Q, we are supposed to find P into Q by taking the help of this. So now they have given that P power 4 plus Q power 4 is equal to 272. So using our algebraic identities, I can write LHS as P square plus Q square whole square minus 2P square Q square. Because A square plus B square is A plus B whole square minus 2AB. So using that identity. And again, P square plus Q square can be rewritten as P plus Q whole square minus 2PQ whole square as it is, minus 2 into PQ square equal to 272. So they have given that P plus Q whole square is 2. I can substitute it. And at the same time, for some time, let PQ is equal to some constant K or some variable Y, whatever it is. Some variable K. So you don't take it as constant, think it as variable. So if you substitute P plus Q is 2, so 2 square is 4. 4 minus 2K whole square minus 2 into K square equal to 272. So using A minus B whole square expansion, A square minus 2AB plus B square and minus 272 equal to 0. And LHS 4k square minus 2k square is 2k square, and then minus 16k, and then 16 minus 272, if you subtract, what do you get? 72 minus 16, so 62 minus 6, 54, minus 254, right? Minus 256. So it is equal to 0, and you can take 2 common, or you can divide with 2 on both sides. What do you get? K square minus 8k minus 128 equal to 0. Now you can factorize this quadratic equation. So if you factorize by splitting the middle term, you get k minus 16 into k plus 8 equal to 0. So therefore k is equal to 16 or minus 8. Sometimes both roots can be taken, and sometimes only one root can be taken. How? Observe that P and Q are two positive numbers. Okay, now so this is it. K is actually PQ. So PQ is 16 or minus 8. Since P and Q are positive numbers, the product of them cannot be negative, correct? So PQ cannot be minus 8, therefore PQ is equal to 16. So I got PQ value, right? So therefore what is the required quadratic equation? Whose roots are P comma Q? X square minus P plus Q into X plus PQ equal to 0. Substitute the value of P plus Q and at the same time PQ. So you will get your answer, X square minus 2X plus 16 equal to 0. So it is second option. So this is a question given in 4th February shift 1. I hope this is very easy. And we have discussed the very problem in our previous video also. So anyhow, we'll go with the next question. So we'll go to the question number 2. Our second question, the number of real roots of this equation, so which contains absolute value mod of x minus 5. So we have discussed this concept in the topic called equations containing absolute values. You can find this topic in the playlist of quadratic equations in this channel. So after the completion of this video, if you want, you can go and check that video also. And we have discussed so many problems. So which are of the models of equations containing absolute values. Here how are we supposed to solve means, let us go to the number line and take the 0 of the polynomial present inside the mod. X minus 5, its 0 is x is equal to 5. So we are going to solve it in two different cases. In case 1 when x is less than 5, and in case 2 when x is greater than or equal to 5. Got it? So we will do like this. So whenever we find the functions present inside the modulus, we will do like this. So case 1. So when x is less than 5. If x is less than 5, observe that x minus 5 is less than 0. It is negative. X minus 5 is negative. So if x minus 5 is negative, then mod of x minus 5 is equal to minus of x minus 5. If x minus 5 is positive, then mod of x minus 5 is plus of x minus 5. Understand the difference, okay na? So in case 1, mod of x minus 5 must be taken as minus of x minus 5. So therefore, x plus 1 whole square minus of x minus 5 equal to 27 by 4. So x square plus 2x plus 1 minus x plus 5, and then 4 will be cross multiplied to the left side equal to 27. So what is it? X square 2x minus x is x, 1 plus 5 is 6, and the entire thing is multiplied with 4, and then 27 comes left side, sorry, yes, minus 27 equal to 0. So 4x square plus 4x, and then 24 minus 27 is minus 3 equal to 0. Another quadratic equation. So you can split the middle term. So how to split the middle term? 4 into minus 3 is minus 12. So 1 12s are, 2 6s are, 3 4s are. And since it is minus 12, we have to go for plus into minus or minus into plus. So look at the middle term, it is positive. So the big number takes plus and small number takes minus. So here if you add, you get 11 and 4 and then 1. So look at the middle term, it is 4x. So 4x must be split as minus 2x and plus 6x. So therefore, if you continue, 4x square, and then 4x can be written as minus 2x plus 6x with minus 3 as it is equal to 0. So you can take 2x common, you'll get 2x minus 1, and plus 3 common, you'll get 2x minus 1. So here and here you can take 2x minus 1 common into 2x plus 3. So therefore the two roots from these two polynomials is x is equal to 1 by 2 comma minus 3 by 2. And check whether both the solutions satisfy the main condition of case 1 or not. Certainly 1 by 2 is less than 5 and minus 3 by 2 is also less than 5. Both the solutions are accepted. So from case 1 I am getting two solutions. From case 1 only. This is not the final answer. From case 1, when x is less than 5, I am getting two solutions. Now in case 2, we have to go with x greater than or equal to 5. So let us go to case 2. And remember that I have got two solutions from case 1. Okay, now we'll go to case 2 now. When x is greater than or equal to 5, understand that x minus 5 is greater than or equal to 0. That means x minus 5 is non-negative. If x minus 5 is non-negative, then mod of x minus 5 can be written as plus of x minus 5. Because x minus 5 is non-negative, if I remove modulus, I'll get plus of. No need to change the sign. And if it is negative, and if I remove modulus, you'll get minus of. But luckily, x minus 5 is non-negative. So if I remove modulus, it is same. Let's come back to the question. So what is it? X plus 1 whole square and plus x minus 5 is equal to 27 by 4. So let us expand x square plus 2x plus 1 plus x minus 5 with which is cross multiplied with 4 equal to 27. So x square plus 3x minus 4 into 4 equal to 27. Expand it, 4x square plus 12x minus 16 minus 27 equal to 0, and we have got a quadratic equation where factorization is not actually possible. Right? So let us go and use the quadratic formula. So remember that from case 1 I have got two solutions. So if you continue by using quadratic formula, x is equal to minus b plus or minus root over b square minus 4 into a into c whole divided by 2 times So what is it? X is equal to minus 12 plus or minus under root. So if you calculate the value inside the square root, what do you get? How much do you get? So you might get 977. Calculate it and then divided by 8. See, let us see if both the roots that I have obtained here satisfies this main condition or not. 977 is approximately 31. You can take approximately 31. Okay, now 31 minus 12 is how much? 19. Yes, 19 by 8 is certainly not greater than 5. Not greater than or equal to 5. This value is approximately how much? 19 by 8. Right. So which is, wait a second. Is it 19 by 8? Approximately 31. 31 minus 12. So certainly 19 by 8 only. So which is not actually greater than 5. So therefore the solution is not accepted. And clearly this is a negative number which cannot be greater than or equal to 5. So this solution is also not accepted. So from case 2, I have no solution. So finally the total number of solutions from case to 2 solutions and from case to no solutions, totally 2 solutions. To explain it may take more time, but frankly to say, if you have enough practice in these kind of models, to solve it doesn't take more than a minute also, by practice. So remember that practice is what makes a difference. Okay na? So this is a question that comes under the concept of the equations containing absolute values. So this concept is present in our playlist of quadratic equations. So after completing the video, if you are interested, you can go and watch it. Do not forget, by learning the concept from there, you will be perfect in this particular topic. Right? We'll go with the next question. Third question, which is given in 25th February, shift 1. The integer k for which the inequality x square minus 2 into 3k minus 1 into x plus k 8k square minus 7 greater than 0 is valid for all x belongs to R. For what integer k does this inequality is satisfied for all inputs? That is the question. So this is a question that comes under the concept of graph of quadratic expression and sign of quadratic expression. Okay, now these concepts, these two topics are present in the playlist of quadratic equations. So after this video is completed, if you want, you can go and check it. So we know that if f of x is greater than 0 for all inputs, that means what? For all inputs, f of x is completely above x-axis. For all inputs, f of x is completely above x-axis, and that too the coefficient of x square is positive. It is an upward parabola. For all inputs, if the graph is completely above x-axis, it means it is not intersecting the x-axis, so it does not have any roots. If it means that since there are no real roots, delta is less than 0. You are supposed to take delta is less than 0. If you take this condition, you'll get the required answer. So that's it. So they have given that this f of x is greater than 0 for all inputs. So that means graphically this is the situation where there are no real roots, and hence delta is less than 0. Solve it, you'll get the answer. That's it. So delta is b square minus 4ac, which is less than 0. So b square, which means that minus 2 into 3k minus 1 whole square minus 4 into a into c. So a is 1 into c is 8k square minus 7, which is less than 0. Expand, minus 2 square is 4. So 4 times 3k minus 1 whole square is 9k square minus 6k plus 1. I have used a minus b whole square expansion. So minus 4 into 8k square minus 7 less than 0. You can take 4 common and you can transpose it to the right side. 0 by 4 will be gone. So what is left out? 9k square minus 6k plus 1, and minus is multiplied with both the terms, less than 0. So 9k square minus 8k square is k square, and minus 6k is as it is, and 1 plus 7 is 8, less than 0. So it is a quadratic polynomial which can be factorized as k minus 2 into k minus 4 less than 0. And to find the solution set of this inequality, let us take the number line and take the zeros of these two polynomials, 2 and 4. And since the symbol is less than, you are supposed to take the value between 2 and 4. So this concept is again explained in the topic called solution set of quadratic inequalities. It is present in our playlist of quadratic equations. So, or else you can also use wavy curve method. So anyhow, since the symbol is less than, I'll take the values between 2 and 4. If the symbol is greater than, we should not take the values between 2 and 4. Okay now. So, but here symbol is less than, we can take the values between 2 and 4, which means that k belongs to 2 comma 4. And the only integer present in this interval, because they are asking the integer k for which this inequality is satisfied, right? The integer k, the only integer k present in this interval is k is equal to 3. Between 2 and 4, the only integer present is k is equal to 3. So the option is second option. Easy question, right? Very easy question. If you simply know this concept, you'll get the answer. We'll go with the next question. Our next question, which was given in 25th February, shift 2. Let alpha comma beta be the roots of x square minus 6x minus 2 equal to 0. And if a suffix n is called alpha power n minus beta power n for all n greater than or equal to 1, then the value of a suffix 10 minus 2 into a suffix 8 divided by 3 into a suffix 9. Its similar model question is given in previous year IIT JEE. So I think it is IIT JEE means 2018. You can check our previous videos. It's similar model. In its similar model, the denominator was 2 into a suffix 9. Here it is 3 into a suffix 9. So are you observing that if you go with the previous year papers, there is very good advantage when you are attempting the next year questions, right? So let us see. A10 means alpha power 10 minus beta power 10, and A8 means alpha power 8 minus beta power 8, and A9 means alpha power 9 minus beta power 9. And moreover, let us come to this quadratic equation whose roots are alpha comma beta. Since alpha comma beta are the roots of this equation, it satisfies alpha, right? Which means I can write alpha square minus 6 alpha minus 2 equal to 0, and at the same time beta square minus 6 beta minus 2 equal to 0. So remember this. We have to think in every possible way while solving a problem, but it is easier problem. So according to the question they have given, they are asking us to find this. So A10 means what? Alpha power 10 minus beta power 10 minus 2 times A8 divided by 3 times A9. Just expand the numerator and see what happens. Alpha power 10 minus 2 into alpha power 8, and then minus beta power 10 minus 2 into minus beta power 8 is plus 2 times beta power 8. So in the first and third terms, in the first and second terms, I can take alpha power 8 common. So do you get alpha square minus 2? Yes, and then in the remaining two terms, I can take minus beta power 8 common. Then you will get beta square minus 2. Now it's time to use our clues. So from this first clue, what is alpha square minus 2? Alpha square minus 2 is equal to plus 6 alpha, correct? And similarly, what is beta square minus 2? From this, beta square minus 2 is equal to plus 6 beta. So let us use these two clues. So I'll substitute that. What do you get? Alpha power 8 into alpha square minus 2 from here is 6 alpha minus beta power 8 into, so beta square minus 2 from here is 6 beta. So divided by 2 times alpha power 9 minus beta power 9. One step away from our answer. I can take 6 common in the numerator. Alpha power 8 into alpha is alpha power 9 minus beta power 8 into beta is beta power 9, divided by the denominator is 2 times alpha power 9 minus beta power 9. So both are same, they will get cancelled. 6 by 2 is equal to, wait a second, it is 6 by 3, not 2. I have made a mistake here. This is 3 into. So 6 by 3, which is equal to 2. The option is what? Third option. So the answer is 2. A repeated model question. Fine. We'll go with the next question. Question number 5. So the next question. Of course, it is of logarithmic form, but it will be converted into quadratic equations only. See, the number of solutions of this equation. They are asking us the number of solutions for this equation. So we have the concept called the equations containing logarithmic functions. So you can go to the topic, the playlist of quadratic equations, and you can choose that concept called the equations containing logarithmic equations. You can solve it if you want after this video, but let us check how to solve it. First of all, x minus 1 must be positive, and second thing, x minus 3 also must be positive. So this means that x is greater than 1, and this means that x is greater than 3. So remember that our final solution set must satisfy these two. Okay now, and next let us next we can go to the solution. What is it? Log of x minus 1 with base 2 square is equal to log of x minus 3 with base 2. So you have to remember this. Log of a with base b power n is equal to 1 by n into log a base b. You have to use this formula in LHS. So what do you get? Then 1 by 2 into log of x minus 1 base 2 equal to log of x minus 3 base 2. And again one more formula. P into log a base b can be written as log of a power p base b. The coefficient will become the power of a. Okay now, so here also the coefficient will become the power of x minus 1. So log of root x minus 1 base 2 is equal to log of x minus 3 base 2. Now you can ignore log on both sides. You'll get root over x minus 1 equal to x minus 3. So another equation containing square root. Okay now, irrational equation. So if here according to this, the root, whatever function present inside the root must be positive. Okay, so x minus 1 must be positive, which is already taken. So let us continue by squaring on both sides. And always remember one thing, whenever you do squaring on both sides, you might get extraneous roots. So remember that if you might get extraneous roots, so you should always check whether it will satisfy main equation or not. So let us continue by squaring on both sides. SOBS. Squaring on both sides, you'll get x minus 1 is equal to x minus 3 whole square. So right side you can take a minus b whole square expansion, a square minus 2ab plus b square, and take everything right side, you got a quadratic equation. And if you factorize a quadratic equation, you'll get x is equal to 2 comma 5. So first of all, among 2 and 5, 2 is greater than 1, but 2 is not greater than 3. It is not satisfying the second condition. So therefore x is equal to 5, but x is equal to 5 will satisfy both the conditions. I have got a solution called x is equal to 5, but for caution let us check whether it satisfies the main equation or not. So log of 5 minus 4 base 4, that means log 4 base 4, it is 1. RHS also is 1, correct? So log of 5 minus 3 base 2, that means log 2 base 2, that is also 1. So LHS is equal to RHS. It is satisfying our main equation, therefore the number of solutions, is asking the number of solutions, which is 1. The number of solutions is 1. There is only one solution for this. So let us go with the next question, dear students. The sixth question, which was given in 26th February, shift 2. Let alpha comma beta be two real numbers such that alpha plus beta is equal to 1 and alpha beta equal to minus 2. They have given sum of the roots and the product of the roots also. Next, and Pn is equal to alpha power n plus beta power n, and they have given about Pn minus 1 and Pn plus 1. For some integer greater than n greater than 1, then find the value of Pn square. They have given the past and future. They are asking about the square of present. He has given about sum of the roots and product of the roots, right? So let us see what is the equation then. If alpha plus beta is 1 and alpha beta is minus 1, then the quadratic equation is x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta equal to 0. There might be some use. So x square minus alpha plus beta is 1 into x, and alpha beta is minus 1 equal to 0. Right? So remember this. We might use it. They have given Pn plus 1 and Pn minus 1. Let me find the difference between the future and past. Let us see what happens. You can have your own methods while solving a problem. It's not that you get the answer in same method. You can have your own methods, right? So what is Pn plus 1? So Pn plus 1 according to this is alpha power n plus 1 plus beta power n plus 1. So minus of Pn minus 1 means according to the same alpha power n minus 1 plus beta power n minus 1. So do you know that I can take alpha power n minus 1 common in these two terms? If you take alpha power n minus 1 common, I'll get here alpha square minus 1. And in these two terms, I can take beta power n minus 1 common. And then I'll get beta square minus 1. Why? Now I can take the help of a quadratic equation. I can take the help of quadratic equation. Yes, that is the reason why I have taken like this, so that I can get something alpha square, beta square, something like that. So we know that alpha is a root of it. We know that alpha is a root of it. So it will satisfy the equation. So this means that alpha square plus alpha square minus alpha minus 1 equal to 0. Because alpha is a root, it will satisfy. And moreover, beta is a root. Beta square minus beta minus 1 equal to 0. Now say what is alpha square minus 1 from the first equation. Alpha square minus 1. Alpha square minus 1 is equal to plus alpha only. Na? So substitute alpha here. Plus beta power n minus 1 into. This is what from the second equation. Beta only, right? From the second equation. Beta square minus 1 is equal to plus beta. The product of these two is alpha power n and the product of these two is beta power n. So do you observe that this is equal to p suffix n? So therefore the future minus past is equal to present. P suffix n plus 1 minus p n minus 1 is equal. The future minus past is equal to present. We know these two values according to the question. Pn plus 1 is 29 and this is 11. So 18 is equal to Pn, but they are asking Pn square. What is it? Pn square is equal to 18 square. How much is it? 324. That is our answer. Pn square is equal to 18 square, which is 324. So dear students, these are the 6 questions based on quadratic equations. There might be some other problems also which takes the help of quadratic equations, but I have placed them in their respective chapters. Let us discuss about those questions when the respective chapters come. So that's it about the quadratic equations. We have discussed I think almost all the models, and using the concepts that I have discussed before, almost all problems can be solved in the entire JEE mains previous year questions. Almost all questions can be solved. So in some other videos we will discuss about the advanced paper questions also. And for now, let us move on to the next chapter, theory of equations, after this. So I think we have completed almost everything about quadratic equations. So from the next video we'll move on to theory of equations, right? So thank you dear students. If you have understood this well, you can like the video, share it to your friends, refer them, subscribe the channel, hit the bell icon, and most importantly, comment your feedback. See, I think that all the February shift questions that we have discussed today is far easier than the March questions. Do you observe this difference? I have seen this difference when I am solving it. February shift questions are very easy when compared to March shift questions. You can comment your idea. What do you think about this difference about February shift papers and March shift papers in the comment section? Thank you dear students. We'll continue with next video.